All right, good morning, everybody. It is time for your weekly news recap show with Good Morning Xbox. I'm Axel1324. Terry, good morning.
Good morning. I hope everybody's doing fantastic today. Brand new week.
That's right. Shaddai, good morning. And Shaddai is muted. He's muted
He's
good.
asleep.
Sorry, morning. Sorry.
He's still asleep. Scribners, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well. Glad to see everybody in the chat. We're gonna talk some games, have some fun. Let's go.
Let's do it. AssassinLupa, good morning.
Good morning, Xbox! It's great to see you all. We're going to have a fun chat and let's get it on.
Indeed. And speaking of the fun chat, let's see who we got here today. We got, of course, my good friend Doggy Dog 420. Good morning. And we got Fastback, NLG brother. Good morning to you. We got Casket Repair saying good morning, y'all. Good morning. Howdy, partner. I hear good morning, y'all, here all the time in Texas. And I think that's so far who has let themselves be known in the chat. If you're in the chat, go ahead and say hello. We will say hello back to you. And be sure to share your thoughts with us, as we love to hear what you have to say, especially since I don't have super chats. So just talk away. All right. So today we're going to start off with the EA rumors here. Did everybody hear about this this week, the EA game merger?
Yes.
Yes, we talked about it.
All
for
right.
2 hours.
No, or is it because you
No.
don't care about that part?
No, I haven't heard about it because I
All right.
don't use the internet at all. Like when I'm working, it's literally I wake up at 5, I get home, I eat dinner, and I go back to bed so I can do it all over again.
Right. Right? Talk about having a work life. But hey, you got to afford that swimming pool somehow, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Let's see. There's a person named Puck, P-U-C-K, Puck, and I don't know what his first name is. Anybody know what his first name is?
Hockey.
No.
Sorry.
That was good.
I was going to say Midsummer Morning.
Oh boy.
Midsummer Night. He's in that.
All right, so Puck said that EA is actively and persistently looking for a buyer or another company willing to merge with it. The video game company reportedly held talks with a number of potential buyers or partners, including Disney, Apple, and Amazon. It's unclear which were interested in fully purchasing EA, which we were looking to merge. So there you go. If you haven't bought EA stock, be sure to buy it right now. All right. So let's go. Let's use that information and go around the table. My first thing is, who all here was surprised? I was very surprised to hear EA was looking for a merger, because didn't they just buy a company a year ago? They just purchased another software developer.
No, the only one that I could think of was Respawn. That was, I think, their last transition.
Respawn is the big one. All right, list of acquisitions by EA, the graveyard. Let's look at that. Yeah, in 2021, they merged with Codemasters. That's what it was. Codemasters.
Oh, Codemaster, the car racing.
The car racing for $1.2 billion. And then they bought Glue Mobile for $2.4 billion. And then they bought Playdemic for $1.4 billion. So right there, you're looking at $4.8 billion in acquisitions just last year. And now they're looking to be acquiesced, I guess is the word I'm going to use here. Acquiesced. Hold on. Before we get into it, let me say good morning to some more people that jumped in. Hey, Graphic God, good morning. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Morning.
Appreciate your support. Crazy Greek Dude, thank you so much for stopping by. Yo. General Spartan, they bought Codemasters. Yeah, see, General Spartan was in on it. So there you go. So 4 mergers in the last year, including Metalhead Software, whoever the heck they are, and $4.8 billion, and they're looking to be bought out. Terry, are you surprised? I know you're surprised because you didn't know.
I didn't know about it. So, I find it. I don't know. Like I find it kind of weird. Like when you think of EA, you think of EA being big enough to where they would be the ones buying people, not be like, "Hey, we want you to buy us," or merge with us, like Activision and Blizzard did. Like I don't know. Like I just seems weird thinking about EA wanting to merge or sell out. Oh, it's weird.
All right, so
I don't
Terry
know,
feels a disturbance in the force.
It just seems off, man. Like.
Yeah, it is odd that a company that was so aggressively purchasing other studios would suddenly want to be purchased. I agree with what you're saying. I found it kind of like, is this report true? I really.
It seems like for them to kind of basically do a 180. It's like things must be really bad in paradise, like behind the curtain, to where
But it's not the first time we hear that.
I don't know. It's just weird because, like I said, I feel like they would be the ones buying people, not trying to sell.
Right. I agree. Shaddai.
Others than
Go ahead, Lupa.
Others than Puck have reported on it, and when they lost the FIFA deal, I think that's when things started to...
Do you think FIFA cost them this much? Man, I guess I was
wrong.
wrong.
I think that was
going to be the
quick.
big loser.
I feel like that's too quick because they wouldn't have seen like a negative return on that yet.
No, but I think the problem is that in America you don't understand how big FIFA is in Europe, and it's massive. And them losing that, a lot of people will not even know and still be looking for their copy of FIFA in the store, and it's not there. So I think it is much bigger deal in Europe than it is. I mean, my son he was a massive FIFA, had all of them, played all of them. I know he's devastated for sure.
Devastated. All right. So Shaddai, what do you think? Were you surprised by this announcement?
No, because when you have Microsoft purchasing Blizzard Activision, now the competitor, which is EA, is going to say if they can be purchased by that much, especially $70 billion, like, why can't we do it? If they can do it, we can.
Right.
So I know they were like, you know what, let me go shop around or give themselves at least something to each company to see if they're interested to see if they could buy them. But at the same time, remember, each company will see their portfolio and their image, and we already know how EA image is. Not the best place to work. The situation with Disney when it comes to, remember, the Star Wars Battlefront 2 fiasco, the Anthem fiasco. So now the companies are going to see, okay, you do have really good IPs, but you did this, all that, all these changes. Have you ever told, your customers that you will do transactions? Are you going to do this? I know probably for some people it's going to say, like, they're not going to care. They're a company. Yeah, they better care, because if we decide, like, okay, you know what? EA is greedy. We already know that. So their market share, which I saw that I think they're worth, just to round that out, is like $38 billion. Supposedly that's what EA worth on March, I think, 20 of last year. So they're going to say, like, okay, because you did all this colossal, you make some purchase or whatever, you're not worth this much. Let's start off with Star Wars Battlefront. When that was a fiasco, your stock went down real fast. That was really bad. Then it kept on doing, it kept on happening with, EA being EA, closing Visceral, closing a lot of things. That's another thing. One of the things that actually surprised me is, like, for me, it sounded like an ultimatum. If you're gonna purchase us, this person better be here. What? I'm like, what? So I'm like, no, and now they're asking for a really higher price. And that's what the article said. The problem was the price for the price for the company. No. So of course you're gonna say, like, well, give us, equally to Activision. That's not gonna happen. You're worth this much. Remember, you did this, you did that. Disney's not gonna take you anyways because you ruined the Star Wars reputation until you release Fallen Order. That's when everything went, back in order. Action speaks louder than words, man. And that's what I think. They're kind of out of their mind right now because come on. You're in a different, and like Lupa said, that that FIFA situation, which it was major. Yeah, it's management. It's really management going horrible.
Couldn't they still just make the game? I mean, the only thing is they can't have the FIFA brand on it. They can still make the exact same game and just rename it. Like they literally can make the exact same game and rename it. So I mean,
is it gonna feel the same? Is it gonna feel the same? That's the question.
If they made the exact, because all the assets were there. So the only thing that they were paying for the licensing for using the FIFA name. So
and the Road to the World Cup mode.
They can't do World Cup. They can't do Champions League, Euros. They can't do any of the cup things at all.
I mean, nobody cares about that stuff anyway, Lupa.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do.
They can just make their own career thing.
They already have.
And I mean, I feel like if the gameplay is identical to what it's always been, and they just give a make believe cup name, I feel like I don't know. I feel like if you're already used to that,
so that means the new cup is going to
be the EA Cup
mode. The CP
the EA Cup.
That's right, and you're going to win the EA Cup, but to unlock it, you got to pay $9.99.
Yeah, it depends on if they have somebody who's a competitor that can get that license. Because I'm telling you, people do care about the club names. They do care about the different championship cups, not just the World Cup. It is very important. Americans don't realize how important it is.
Oh, so, I do. I know how big soccer is. Like, I do realize it's like, because to me, I see it no different than with, Madden getting the licensing and they get all the major teams, and then we get all these offshoot games that have like fake teams. I get it. I do grasp it.
And it's gonna be the opposite.
I feel like if no one has the FIFA name though, because I mean, just because EA said no, but what means anybody else is going to want to pay that price? I mean, so that means if there's no FIFA game because no one wants to pay that price, then if you're a fan of playing those games, you're going to take what you can get.
Right.
Yeah, if they have the assets and they make something good, people will stick with EA. But there could be serious backlash until it comes out. We don't know how it'll go, but I think it's going to be some serious backlash when this next game.
I feel if no one wants to pay the tag, then FIFA's going to have to bend the knee and be like, "We're sorry," and be like, "Okay, we'll be more reasonable with our price tag. Will you do business with us again?" And then they'll have to eat crow. But I mean, it's just whether or not that happens.
Well, it's going to be called EAFC. Because I saw that in an article when we were
EA FC Football Club. Yeah. But we talked about that last week. Let's talk about the merger and its impact. And I get it, the EA probably, the football game probably had something to do with it. And but Fastback here makes an important point here. Respawn has been the only successful part of EA lately, and that's not enough to keep cash flow up. And he's right. Battlefield, DICE went down the drain.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Teams are making the money that Ultimate Teams make.
They're making billions of dollars each year. They're surviving off of that alone.
And then who was BioWare is a shadow of its former self because that's what EA does. It just murders studios. And I mean, it's just not looking fantastic for EA as a whole, because when I think of EA games, they have the Sims and the sports games and now Apex Legends, but that's about it for a big company with a $33 billion market cap or $36 billion market cap. It's kind of weird.
It's not just Respawn though, because with Codemasters, Need for Speed does pretty well. I mean,
True.
It does
E-
okay. I
Even
guess.
even Burnout did really well too.
So you
I
can
mean-
see here, guys, the EA was trending around 112, 111. It gets leaked that they're looking for a buyer, and immediately rockets up to 125, and they're holding at 130. Investors are putting a buy on it, a buy rating on EA. So if this is anything like the other deals have gone, you're going to look to make about, I don't know, $10 to $15 per share above whatever the market price is. And right now it's still trending upwards. So if you are an investor, make sure to get that EA stock just in case.
Too late. You buy the rumor, sell the news.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
You're already late.
I don't know the numbers, so don't quote me. I could be mistaken, but I think Need for Speed sells better than the Tomb Raiders. It's just people don't talk about it because it's a racing game.
I think you're right. Tomb Raider, for as much as I love it, I know a lot of people that don't buy it. Actually, I don't know it. Outside of my Twitter group, in my real life group, I know absolutely zero people who bought it. So the other thing, go ahead, Nerfs. Were you caught by surprise on this?
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised on it. And especially when it's coming to who wants to buy EA, or who, as far as who are in rumors and talks, or who have talked a little bit about buying EA, because these are all companies who do not have a great track record in video games, or they've been used to doing mobile games. Like, there's been rumors with Apple. So, I mean, Apple's gaming division has not really jumped off yet. I mean, yes, people play mobile games, but are they ready to tackle on something this big? You could say yes, they buy the company and say, you do what you do and we'll help you bankroll some of this stuff. But I don't think Apple's in the business of just saying, hey, we're ready to just give you this money and hopefully it works. They've gotten where they are by being ruthless and being, they will cut what works and what doesn't work really well. But since it's EA, Apple is a company that will give you the same thing over and over again with a barely a little tweak on it and call it the new version. So that aligns
that
with
fits the EA
FIFA
model.
and Madden. Yeah, that aligns with FIFA and Madden and different parts of these games. But Amazon, we've seen Amazon with Luna. It is a slow trek with them as well. They have not gotten a traction that they expected, or especially what they wanted. So I think it's all feelers. There are some companies that put out feelers just to see if they can get like their stock price. Look, stock price rose, and now you can say for the end of this quarter, our stock price is this for your shareholders. Every year we hear certain companies, Xbox might buy this one. This is a good game. Such and such is looking for buyers. And it's just a big rumor mill, especially if you don't have any good foundation as far as the teams. I don't think these companies that are rumored to get them, yes, it would be a big get for them. But what they've shown in the gaming industry hadn't been strong enough, I think, to hold EA. But I don't think EA is broke. Just for the fact of Ultimate Team with FIFA and Madden, the money that they make over billions of dollars each year just off, not the game, not the purchase of the game, just people buying packs within the game. So count those billions, then count however many those sold. And yes, Apex Legends or Jedi Fallen Order has been some of their best critically acclaimed stuff, but FIFA and Madden sells more than them every year. So I don't think they're a company that is struggling. Yeah, they might have some debt, but I think it's more of the thing of perception and seeing what we can get and seeing the feelers out. I don't know right now if losing FIFA has the biggest impact for them to say, oh yeah, we got to sell. But you never know, later down the road, there might be something that comes out that you might say, maybe that's why they were trying to sell. But for right now, I think it's more rumor mill than anything solid.
Yeah. The person who has leaked this, I don't know if they have a good track record of leaks or if they have a bad track record of leaks.
Well, Kotaku picked it up as well, so I don't know if they're just piggybacking off of this person or they did more in-depth information as well.
What was the name of this person again? AssassinLupa something Puck.
Pardon?
What was the name of this person that released this information? Puck.
Yeah, that's it. Just
Yeah.
is Puck is his name, not his real name. It's like
handle,
a handle. Yeah.
Oh man, is this a Reddit rumor?
It's in the EA. I've clicked on a lot of people discussing it, like Kotaku and EA themselves and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if it's true. We discussed it for 2 hours last night. Lots of things being thrown around, who they would merge with and stuff. It looks like, from what he's saying, they are like TV companies, really, like streaming companies, Amazon, Disney, Apple, NBC. NBC seems to be the one that they're attached to the most. I think, we just have to wait and see. I don't know if it's true. I'm dubious, because why would a gaming company tie in with those types? I think I don't know. It's just very phasey. It's just like, I don't believe in stuff like this until I see the facts in writing.
I wanna add something quick, because I see like Stubbs in the chat keeps going on about how they're making billions, and I actually looked it up. EA reported for their annual report back in 2021, they only made $1.6 billion on FIFA for that year. So if they're paying $1 billion for the FIFA name, they have no profit.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Right.
There'd be no profit in it. It would eat up
right.
all of the money. So that's why they won't do the deal. It makes sense.
Right. And then, what's most interesting, as Nurse pointed out, is the types of company that they're getting feelers from. They're more entertainment companies than gaming companies. It's not Sony, it's not Xbox, it's not Nintendo.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Along with Stubbs. As Scrubs. The thing that worried me about it is the thing that they're laying off 200 or 2,000, I don't know, customer service people and stuff.
Yep.
That was like, okay.
EA
People will do that if they want to merge
it. Though. I mean, let's be honest.
People will sell off stuff and shave off extra staff, employees, if they want to do a merger to make it more appeasing to other companies by shaving off money and selling off extra stuff that the next company, if they want to buy them, they don't have to deal with anymore. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like that, if they maybe it is true, because they're laying off people. Could easily be because they do employ an awful lot of people, 500 million.
Well, so I did a quick count of how many studios they have. Well, actually, I'm still counting.
Probably
it is a ton of studios, guys.
Probably one Respawn. The rest of it is.
So they have BioWare, Codemasters, Criterion, DICE, EA Baton, EA Chilingo, EA Galway, EA Gothenburg, EA Mobile, EA Sports, Full Circle, Maxis, Motive, Pogo, PopCap, Respawn, Ripple, Spearhead, and 2 unnamed studios.
Maxis. Now that's one I haven't heard in a long time. I don't even think they make anything anymore.
They just released the Sims expansion. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They don't make anything like that.
I mean, they're
like a one-trick pony. They're like freaking Rockstar, only making freaking one game for decades. Okay,
and that one game is amazing. I don't care what you say.
Yeah,
Sims is a phenomenon of itself, but come on, it's one game.
Remember, Motive is actually remaking Dead Space again. So
yeah. So real quick, let's check in with the chat. Of course, Noof Nukem is in. Boom, is in the room. Hello, Noof. And let's see who else we got. HTK joins us. The metaverse is what they're after. The Gina joins us. Hey, Gina, hope everything's going fantastic with you. Oh my gosh, my chat just ran through real quick. Give me a second here. Dragon Heart Yubi is in. Thank you so much, Dragon Heart Yubi, for tuning in. So yeah, thank you so much to everybody who joins us. We appreciate each and every one of you. All right, go on with your rant, Terry.
But no, I'm just saying, it's like
You were saying about how
you only make like the one game. It's like it's not impressive when you only make with the one game. You know, it's like come on.
Yeah, I think this is a bunch of smoke. If somebody
put out a
buys them, I'd
statement,
be
though.
surprised. Yeah, but if somebody buys them, I don't think it'll be the companies that are listed here.
No, I don't
it's-
think so either.
I think
I
it's
mean,
when you're trying to hype yourself up, for somebody else to get you. That's all.
Yeah.
John Resiberg told the media in a statement that we're proud to be operating from a position of strength and growth with a portfolio of amazing games built around powerful IP made by incredibly talented teams and a network of more than 500 million players. We see a very bright future ahead. So, I don't know, maybe they're touting, or it's not true. I don't
Or
know.
they just rub it into their face. Like, remember, we have Game of the Year. It Takes Two. See,
Exactly.
we make good games. See,
It was a
I'm
brilliant game.
I'm trying to think of the company that does this every year. They go, we're not looking for a buyout or merger, but if someone is who wants to, we're always looking. I forget who it is, and every year their stock price bumps up.
Platinum.
Yeah, their
Platinum
stock
does it.
price bumps up, and then nothing ever happens. They've been talked about for the last 3, 4, maybe 5 years. Who's going to get platinum game? And it's just one of those things.
yeah, it's just that since this is acquisition season, and the recent one has been Embracer with Crystal Dynamics. Now, it just EA is trying to see how much they're actually worth, to see if they can actually get it. And the reality is they're not going to get what they're asking for it. Simple as that. They're not going to get it.
So EA back in July of 2018 had a market cap of $45.42 billion. They are sitting right now at roughly $36 billion. So they're $10 billion away from their maximum. So, and it's been 2 years. And, if your market cap didn't go up during the pandemic, that's an issue because everybody was home during the pandemic. So yeah, that could also be why they're looking to sell. They didn't make their numbers like everybody else did during the pandemic.
Well, you got to think too. They had a couple of games that didn't sell well, so you got to think of all the money put into producing the game, to publish it, and then to market for it. So a lot of people don't realize too. Yes, a game might cost this much to make, but then it costs this much to market, and sometimes marketing for a game might cost half of what you put in to make it. Sometimes the same amount. So you have to sell way more to be able to break even. So that can also hurt your pockets as well. Even if you have a game that is critically acclaimed and it sells okay does not do well as far as the pockets. You have to have the game to sell great. That's why a lot of companies, they might lie, but with Square, there goes, oh, this didn't sell as good. Yeah, they did that because they wanted to sell off those American studios. But also,
did not meet expectations.
It did. Yeah, it really did meet expectations because they probably needed it to sell way more than what they did to coop what they wanted.
Yeah. Anyways, so if EA, what do you think is EA's most valuable asset? Like the franchise, I won't say most valuable in the market. I would say which one of their assets is most valuable to you? Be sure to share which EA license is the most valuable to you. Let's go around here. Terry, what is your most valuable EA asset, if you have one?
Need for Speed.
Need for Speed. All right.
100% Need for Speed, man. I love that stuff.
Well, so Terry likes
the Codemasters,
the need for speed.
Yeah, Need for Speed. It's amazing. I mean, I like Mass Effect too, but they haven't made like a new one that was good in like a long time. So I'm gonna go with Need for Speed because I'm always happy with my Need for Speed.
Awesome, Shaddai. What is their most valuable asset to you?
Damn it, what's that name of it?
That's not that valuable if you can't remember it.
Battlefield Bat Company. Where is it? Where is it? It has been
It's
so
stuck
good
on the
the
Xbox
first
360. That's where it is.
Yeah, but we need a new one. You know what I mean? And people have asked for part 3, but they keep like changing directions, the anthems and the other ones, and something that we never asked for. So a lot of people always speculate if we were gonna get another Bad Company 3, and we never get it. We
There
never
you
get it.
go. Never get it. Scrub, what is the most valuable asset to you?
To me personally, it would be one of the best pure shooters out there. Would be Titanfall with
Titanfall.
Respawn. I would love to have Titanfall 3. Apex Legends has kind of screwed that up. And all these anticipated Star Wars games they're supposed to be making is probably screwing that up as well. But Titanfall 3, I would love to have that. And even if it's not for, the story has to be perfect, that multiplayer is fantastic.
Yes, it
So,
is.
yeah, it would be Titanfall.
Titanfall. All right. AssassinLupa, what is the most valuable asset to you?
It Takes Two by Hazelight, an awesome game. Best experience I've ever had gaming in 10 years. I absolutely adored it, and playing it through with Noof was the most best time of my life. We had such a blast.
Is it because of the yelling? That's what we heard.
Yeah, Noob says he was
No.
yelling a lot.
Yeah, I heard he was yelling
Yeah.
and tossing controllers.
Who?
He said that AssassinLupa was always pulling the nails out. Which
Lupa was
supposed
yelling
to.
at me because of a,
I'm just kidding.
of a rope.
No.
I'm just kidding, Lupa. None of that came out.
Nah.
No, it didn't. We had a really good time. We laughed, we cried, we argued, but it was that sort of game.
It's great. And yeah, that is actually one of Noob's favorite memories because I know he talks about it a lot. My most valuable asset that EA has right now is actually going to be Madden. I love me Madden, man. I love creating myself and taking my team to the Super Bowl, whichever team I'm going to play on, or make one up. I remember Madden used to have a stadium editor where you could like make a stadium in your own city. I don't do any of the Ultimate Team stuff because, well, I don't want to spend money, but I do love the dynasties in Madden. I'd love managing the team and recruiting from college and seeing how these rookies develop, all that good stuff. So I really enjoy me some Madden. So yeah, let's check in with the chat, see what their most valuable assets are. Noof Nukem says Mass Effect. Yeah, the Mass Effect. They're making another one, so hopefully it'll be fantastic. And I don't care what anybody says, man. Mass Effect is one of those legendary IPs, which is why nobody stopped talking about it so far.
I'm actually shocked that not a single person mentioned Dragon Age. Not a single person.
I was, but I'm like,
I love Dragon Age too, but not a single person said it.
I would have said
I
it
mean,
if
I
it wasn't
like
for
it,
Take
but-
Two.
Yeah, not over Titanfall. That's just me.
or a
Yeah,
bad
I mean,
company.
That's my-
Titanfall and Dragon Age and Mass Effect are the three that I would turn to. But it was my best experience gaming, so that's why it Takes Two.
I was
There you
gonna
go.
say Dead Space, but part 3 is kind of, I don't know. They kind of fell off.
There you go. HCK360 says F1. F1 is very highly rated racer. It actually, I mean, it wins Simulation of the Year for some times. Let's see. Stubbs Gaming says EA valuable to me is nothing. What, $0? Lost Boomer 48 says Need for Weed. Don't know what that is. Doggy Dog says Peggle. Hey, that's right. They do have Peggle.
Wait a minute. Do they still have PubCap?
I love Peggle. Good game, that.
I'm unsure.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. They have PubCap.
Let's see. What else do we have? We got another Mass Effect from Crazy Greek Dude. BioWare Mass Effect.
Oof. A lot of Mass Effects.
Don't see anything else. Oh, we got Madden here from Jason Max. Madden for me too. And that's it. So I think that's going to do it for the EA topic. One more thing I did want to ask. Who would you want to purchase EA?
I think I do have
Okay.
one.
All right, Terry, who would you want to purchase EA?
That's tough. I mean, are we just going off of the ones that they allegedly asked, like Amazon and Disney and them, or like
Anybody really?
like I honestly I don't know who could possibly buy EA and do a good job with it. I mean, I would like to say Microsoft, but honestly, I don't even think Microsoft. Like EA is one of those that has like all the sports games are like their biggest thing. So you would need someone who can take on all the sports games. I mean, they have some good single player games, but when you think EA, you think sports.
Right.
You know, so like it's I don't know. I honestly don't know, because like I can't think of any sports developers out there that I would want to take on because I can't stand 2K and they're the only ones I know of. You know what I mean? So like I wouldn't want 2K anywhere near EA. They would just make it worse than it already is. So like I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I think at this point they would be better off just splitting. Like keep the sports thing as one thing and then maybe sell off some of their other stuff to, you know what I mean, and do it that way. Like
Right.
I can't see it. And when it comes to like Disney and Amazon and them, I don't want them anywhere near that stuff either.
That's why I question with Disney. Disney doesn't even make their own games.
They
don't.
Remember with Split Second?
They'd be able to open up their wallet, you know, and stuff. But I mean, they don't really
even make their
anything.
own games. How are you going to take over?
They would.
EA.
Disney would just milk everything. To be honest, they'll be like, just keep putting out, you know, the Star Wars games or whatever, or Marvel games, and they would just keep milking it to death. But you know, it's like I have no interest in any of that. And like Amazon, I wouldn't want to touch it either because it's Amazon. They have a terrible. They're running Twitch into the ground already, and they're all the Amazon Game Studios is flopping every single. They've had like 6 games. Only one of them made it to actual release. All the other ones failed before release. They have Luna, which isn't doing that good. Like Amazon's not, you know, is not ideal for the gaming space. Like they're killing the gaming space. So Amazon's a no. Disney's a no. Tencent's a no. Like honestly, I don't know who can take it on. They're like I said, they're better off just splitting it. Have someone do the sports stuff and then sell all the single player stuff and like the multiplayer stuff someplace else.
Do you
Microsoft can take on that stuff or something and give the sports to somebody else, man? Like get rid of it.
Do you think that Embracer might take them also after that acquisition of Crystal Dynamic and Eidos Montreal?
No,
you don't see.
I mean, Embracer's got the. I mean, it's possible, but I don't see Embracer doing it.
Do they have the money?
Because if you want to go global,
Embracer doesn't do anything with theirs either. They're just like a stockholder, basically. They don't do anything.
Yes,
but if
they don't do anything with it, if you look at the majority, I'm sorry, Shaddai, if you look at the majority of the games that Embracer owns, they're shit, absolute shit. All right, outside of like Darksiders, you know, in a few games, like majority of their games are absolute crap. They have like look at the ATV, motocross and all those games.
Yeah, the MTV, ATV,
trash. All of the Monster Jam games, absolute trash. You know, like no, like if they took it on, like I feel like they wouldn't do. No, it would just be worse. Like their games are very low quality. They really are.
Because I know that, let's say, since we're so focused like Microsoft and all that, but if they want to go global, which Tencent and Embracer are, and let's say they want to compete with Tencent just to get more revenue for them, EA will be better to compete with Tencent. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if Embracer make that offer to EA to be purchased. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to compete with Tencent.
Like I said, I don't know what Embracer would do. I just know Embracer, they like to buy the lower quality studios.
I really
quantity than quality. They're more about quantity than quality with their games.
I would really like Microsoft to have them because I don't want to see EA go off a Game Pass. Because I think it's an added bonus, and some of the games in there I like to play, and so do a lot of people I know. So I think that if Microsoft held on to EA, I don't think if a third party bought them, they would keep it on Game Pass. So I'm hoping that that Microsoft keep them, but I don't see it happening.
Didn't they
of
already
the
snub their
Activision deal.
nose to Microsoft once already though? Like Microsoft
Probably.
wanted to buy, and they're like, no, we're too good for you.
Yeah, that actually
I feel
happened. I
like they
remember
wouldn't.
that.
Yeah,
I feel like they wouldn't even give Microsoft the time of day because that
Money
would make them look
changes
foolish.
things.
I don't think
Money
that.
changes things.
Yeah, money does change things, but I don't think it'll happen anyway because nothing's going to be happening with Microsoft till the Activision deal goes through. So if it's happening soon,
funny.
that's not the case. But I'm just saying, from my point of view, I would love for them to stay with Microsoft. They do have a good relationship because otherwise they wouldn't be on EA on Game Pass. So they do have a talking relationship at least, and like Swab says, definitely money talks. And I think that if they had the opportunity, I do believe that they would go there for the situation that's already there. But
That's funny. They're going to buy the
really,
competitor of Activision. That's something.
You
funny.
really have to look down to who's got the big enough wallet, because to buy EA. Because I mean, it's not like buying. It's not like buying like a like Crystal Dynamics. You know what I mean? Like it's way, So it's.
Oh yeah, it's definitely way bigger. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that it could happen purely because of the Activision deal, unless it takes place. They can't even have talks with them while that's going on. So unless they are holding off and it's just the start of something and they're not really into anything yet, if it takes place after June next year, then I think that Microsoft may well be in the mix. But it's all sky in the pie.
But if they could though, because if you think about that, it was such huge news for Game Pass to get MLB the show. So imagine if you could get Madden, or Microsoft does talks, you can get FIFA, like on Game Pass. Like that would just be that'd be it. Like those are like the biggest selling games out there. Like that would be it.
Yeah. We said something the other night where the thing is that Xbox don't need them, like Microsoft don't need them, but like it would be good for us gamers is what I'm saying. It's not probably where Microsoft's thinking right now, but like it would be good for us gamers. I'm always thinking on the side of us and what would benefit us. If it went to Tencent or Amazon, then we wouldn't get to see it anymore unless we had another subscription, which is not happening in my case. So, I think that it's what's good for the gamer, us in particular. So that's why I said that. I think that Scrub, have you got anything to say about it?
Well, yeah. Y'all have pretty much hit a lot of different things on there. Like you said, the companies that have been named, I think that it's just not feasible for you to say, hey, I want these games that I've created in these studios that are under my umbrella to thrive, and then give it to Amazon. Or I just think that's just highly, highly unlikely. But as far as what I would want, yes, the selfish part of me would say, like, if they broke it up, if they broke some of the studios up and said, I'll sell here, kind of like what we're saying with Warner Brothers. A lot of people are saying, if Xbox is able to get NetherRealm, and then, then you wouldn't have to take on the studios and the movie stuff. You just have a couple of studios deal it specifically with gaming. I would love, Microsoft Xbox to get something like a Respawn again, or different things of that nature. Yes, as far as Game Pass, to get any sports game on Game Pass would be perfect.
Well, that's what Xbox is missing, isn't it? Sports games.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a good fit. Especially that's what EA's famous for. So at the end of the day, so I think that would be a really, really good fit, because that's one of the things that Xbox is missing.
Because there are many people. I know we talk about exclusive, and exclusive are very important to consoles. I will not discredit that at all, because I know the importance of it. But there are people who play video games who buy Madden and Call of Duty. That's what they play all year. They play FIFA, or other game might be Call of Duty. They're only going to play these certain games every year, and if you can get those certain games where a lot of people play on and have that set in the Game Pass, I think you win over a lot more people. So yes, I would love to have that in Game Pass under the Microsoft wing. Will they do it? It's kind of hard to say now,
It is.
especially with you've gotten ZeniMax, which gives you a Bethesda deal. I don't. People thought that would be nice to have, but I don't think that many folks thought that was going to happen. And then after that big blow and everybody kind of got relaxed from that, you get Activision Blizzard, which I don't think anybody thought that was going to happen. So there's a possibility. I won't count anything out right now, but if I was going to be greedy and say here'd be some for Game Pass, yes, I would like Microsoft if they couldn't get the whole thing, something.
Yeah. By the way, thank you guys so much for covering while I had to step away. You guys did fantastic. I'm this being an Xbox show, I'm obviously going to say it would be best if Xbox got them, just because I'm greedy with my Game Pass. And also, because if Xbox wants to make an impact overseas in Europe or in Asia, get those football assets, throw the FIFA name on there, because you can front that $1 billion bill. And trust me, just see the Game Pass subscriptions explode, especially overseas.
Oh, and also I did want to say that $1 billion is spread over multiple years. That isn't
4 years,
$1 billion a year. I did want to specify that.
That still means you're working for free for a whole year.
It's all about Game Pass.
It's basically 250 million a year. So I mean,
come
so
on,
you're making money
like 10
while you're.
seconds.
That's what I'm saying. You're making money while you're paying that off. I mean, it's one of those things.
Yeah, I think I saw in a report that in 9 months or something, Microsoft already has all the extra cash again that they spent on Activision Blizzard. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that was what, 60 bill, 70 bill. So 250 million a year would be a drop in the bucket to them.
It's like having a mortgage. You're making money, but you're still spending a good portion to pay your mortgage every month, or So that's how I look at it. You're still making money while you're paying this big amount off every year.
Exactly. And then, but outside of EA, would PlayStation get them? PlayStation could really benefit from them as well, because they're looking for those 10 service games over the next few years. And guess who already has 10 service games that could solve all those problems for you? EA.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo, I don't think they're going to play. Just flat out, I don't think Nintendo's going to play.
I mean, they couldn't put all that stuff on the Switch. I mean, they could, but you would have to dumb down a lot of the visuals.
I mean, they just put out Wii Sports, or not Wii Sports, Switch Sports.
Yeah.
Imagine FIFA Sports looking like Switch Sports.
Thing is, the money that Sony gives for the PlayStation branch isn't deep enough to buy.
So that means they're going to look like Mario Strikers.
It'd have to be a top level acquisition on Sony's side. Just like, I'm sure 70 billion was a top level decision on Microsoft's side. And then who else do we have? Tencent. Tencent. I can't say anything too negative about Tencent, because I love Riot. I love Riot, and I know they fully own Riot, and I do play League of Legends all the time. So I can't really say too much bad about it. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I mean, a game company is a game company, and I can't really think anything super negative they've done.
Oh, I can, but I can't talk about it because it gets very political.
I mean, I'm not talking human rights wise. I'm talking like IPs, like EA would buy studios and murder them. I can't see Tencent doing that right now. But Tencent is an investment group. I think if eventually, or once these, if a brand is unsuccessful, they'll be more ruthless than EA is. Embracer Group. I don't know if they have the cash for it, but they would be a
I'm
good
not
one too.
sure.
Although most of their stuff tends to go double A than triple A.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is big enough to acquire EA? The entertainment companies. Apple. All right. Apple loves their walled garden, and I don't think they're going to change that anytime soon, at all. And then, so if EA went over to Apple, I think all of their games would be exclusive to Mac, which
Super
might be what Apple
exclusive.
wants.
And they really push that mobile side, so like they would, the EA mobile division would be, happy, but I feel like everything else would suffer.
Right. Agreed. Disney, I think, would be a good fit if Disney was interested in gaming, but they're not. So,
Nope.
But Disney, I think, would be a very good fit for them because they have the ESPN, they own ESPN. So could you imagine instead of EA Football Club 2023, it's EA
Yeah, only
ESPN
Madden
Soccer
division is gonna be
2023?
happy.
Yeah, I think they would for the sports brands. I think they would be fantastic. And then who was the other big player? Who was
Amazon.
it? Amazon. I think they have the most to gain from an EA acquisition. They already have successful titles.
It would actually give them successful games since all the other ones flopped.
Exactly my point. It would give them something, right? And of course, Amazon Plus, they own Twitch. These games are already very successful on Twitch. It would be a dream partnership, I think. I think from a point, Amazon would be probably the best non-first party company to buy them. Maybe Epic as well. And Steam should definitely buy something because holy cow, man! I know they got a great store, but Jesus, they need some content. But if Steam bought them, they would make like Madden 2023, and then it'd be 20 years till we got to the next Madden. So
yeah, patch it up.
Steam
That might be
loves
a
selling
good thing,
games. They don't
though.
love making games. Just saying.
That's Valve to you.
Yeah, Valve. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for the EA topic. We've been at it for an hour. Let's see who the chat is saying.
Verizon.
Verizon, yeah. Verizon is a big player, and they did have Verizon games. Let's see. Ice Cream Gaming says, I don't see Sony. I don't see Sony would get EA at all, but maybe someone else could get EA. Yeah, I don't think they have enough money. If they sold in parts, yeah. And yeah, so I think if Xbox wants to get the Asian market, they need that soccer FIFA license. Because if they make a good game with that FIFA license, I think they would get a lot of Game Pass subscribers personally in Asia and in Europe. Oh, here we go. Dropping their Skylanders type game as it was, only making $1 billion profit is something most game studios would dream of, but that was pennies to Disney. Oh, you mean Disney Infinity? She's talking about Disney Infinity, yeah. So yeah, there you go. Let's move on with our topic here. Terri, are you ready for your indie spotlight? I'm gonna need to make it like a little short intro video for Terry's indie spotlight.
Yes, I am ready.
All right. What do you got for us today, Terri?
Let me go ahead and so based on the conversation that we had last week, I went and I decided that I was going to pick out a space game because people seem to, misrepresent what a space game is. People seem to think that as long as a game is science fiction, that means it's a space game. And a space game is it's not. So I had to do a space game because people don't understand that, you can have a sci-fi game that doesn't have anything to do with space whatsoever. So they're not the same. All right, so we're gonna do a space game. All right, so it's a prequel to one of my all-time favorite fighter sims from the PC days. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys this. So check out the trailer, and then we'll talk more.
to the Dodge sector. Some say it's a lost cause. A place for smugglers, pirates, desperados, crooks, and cops. I say relax and have a drink. Roll the dice. Earn an honest buck. Pull off a few jobs. Buy a ship. Throw on some upgrades. And make it your own. Then create some chaos. And settle some scores.
This looks like my kind of game.
It's all in a day's work. Strap in, crank up the stereo, and have a blast. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, out now.
All right.
All right. So,
great looking game.
Rebel Galaxy is the original game that came out a good while back, and it was on PC. Got like one of the Rebel Galaxy is known for having like one of the best soundtracks out there for like your fighter sims games. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. So they went ahead and they made a new game, which is a prequel to So Rebel Galaxy Outlaws. It's really cool. They updated the way that the dogfighting is, because Rebel Galaxy was more classic style, and nowadays gamers prefer more modernized dogfighting, with more like assists and things. First, you know what I mean. Like when you play like the old games, when it comes to dogfights, you pretty much just kind of go left and right and kind of move around, and like it was clunky with the cameras and stuff back in the day. And then newer ones have a lot more assists to make targeting easier, and you can go up and down and all around, and do all these crazy things. So they modernized it to appeal to to today's gamer, and it's so this one is on Xbox, PlayStation, and on PC. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else, but I know it's Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Whereas the original was just PC. So you basically
it's
in
also
this
on
one.
Switch.
And Switch, there you go. This one's on Switch. So this one, it's a single player, space western style, flight simulator game. It's really cool. It's got super loud, amazing music. So I know Axel's big into soundtrack. So this one's gonna definitely appeal to you because you have 7 radio stations to choose from, over 20 hours of music. So you're not gonna, most games get repetitive with their songs. You hear like the same 5 songs on repeat.
Yes.
You go out of your mind madness. There's over 20 hours of music, so you're not gonna have that repetitiveness that's gonna drive you nuts when it comes to the music. And it's got a lot of like country and Latin rock and all kinds of good stuff in there. And big explosions, because people love their big explosions. You gotta have big explosions. And so you can either play as like a mercenary or a trader or a pirate, or you can do like a mixture of however you want to play. And you have a very in-depth creativity when it comes to designing your ships, with putting on like your graphics and stuff. It's kind of like doing like Photoshop, and you can go crazy and you can put whatever you want on your ships. It's not like other games where they have like stencils and you kind of put stencils on, you stamp them on, you're done. You can literally freehand draw and put whatever you want on your ship and make it, 100% your own design. Very cool. And quickly with the story, you play as a character named Juno, and her main mission in life is to, get revenge for the death of her husband and find the guy who did it. And along the way, you run into pirates and all kinds of craziness. And you got to make money and all that good stuff. And for those of you who don't want all of the assists in the game, you can alter the difficulty to old school, and then all the assists will be gone, and you can play it the old-fashioned style way of playing. And the dogfights, the best way to explain the dogfights is if you're familiar with games like Star Wars X-Wing or Wing Commander Privateer, it's going to be in that. It's going to be in that vein, just modernized with assists and stuff to make the camera and all of those things easier for people. Fantastic. Go ahead and check it out. It's $30, so it's there you go. Space game, because sci-fi and space are not inclusive. All right.
I guess Terry was saving that for the whole week.
Oh, I was, man. I was, because they're like space game, and they're naming off these games, and then I don't really count them as space games because you don't do anything in space. They just have aliens in them, and people think as long as there's aliens, then it's a space game. No.
That's right. If there's anything I learned from Pacific Rim is that aliens don't need to come from the stars; they can come from the depths.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great game.
So go ahead and check it out. It's good stuff. And if you have PC, if you end up liking Outlaw, then go ahead and check out the original on PC, and have some fun.
I bet you this game would look awesome in VR. Just saying. All right.
I know, like the original, they had it to where you could for PC, you could stretch it on all your monitors. So like I literally have 3 monitors, so when I play it, I felt like I was freaking awesome.
In the
you go inside. Yeah. Oh, and each ship that you buy has its own unique cockpit too. So if you like to do like the first person perspective, it's always going to look unique and different in each one.
Awesome.
They did the details.
That reminds me of that space game. I think it's called Everspace. I think
Everspace is a space game. Yes.
Yep. It just gave me that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a. I went ahead and added it to my wish list on Steam as you were discussing it because I'm convinced. I want to try it, but awesome. I'm gonna wait for the summer Steam sale because it's almost here.
Get it, man.
All right. Anybody else have anything to say about Outlaw?
No? I mean, it has Galaxy in it, so that makes it a space game for sure. So it looks cool. It looks cool.
All right. Scrivener's over here poking the bear. All right. So let's move on to our next topic. In case anybody missed it, 505 Games on Tuesday or Wednesday, was it? Tuesday or Wednesday had their games showcase. Now, 505 Games is a smaller publisher, but they've done great work. They've done ports, especially I think their most famous one has to be their port of Death Stranding to PC. So 505 Games had a spring showcase, as they call it, and they showed off 3 games. It was about a 35-minute stream, and I want to take a minute here to talk about, exactly what we saw. What they wanted us to see. So I'm going to skip a bunch of the banter and get to the trailer-ish parts. Chat. Let me just put this in as a quiz. Did you know there was a 505 Games showcase?
You don't want people to copy, since it's a test.
That's right. Go ahead and put your vote in the chat. Panel, feel free to vote as well. And let's get straight to these trailers so we can talk. So their first game is a game called Troll or something like that.
I'm making it fun. I'm also creating the tools that our team uses to build the game and also developing the rendering technology that allows us to create amazing looking worlds for you to play with your friends. So let's talk about what Among the Trolls actually
Among
is.
the Trolls, there we go.
As a game, as a team.
Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Here you go. The trailer for Among the Trolls.
Grandmother explained that every forest, meadow, lake, every kind of place has its own folk. You can keep them happy by sacrificing things they need on their cupstone. I asked Grandmother what happens when folk are angry. I didn't sleep that night.
Okay,
it looks like someone drilled holes in that rock. Does it not look like that rock has a bunch of drilled holes in it?
It does. Stubbs Gaming says, actually, I bet you have kick butt internet. No, if we were watching earlier episodes of Good Morning Xbox, I had a lot of internet problems. And so the way I solved it is I ran Ethernet cable through the attic, down some holes, drilled some holes, and got it into my computer room so that I would stop having internet problems. So yeah, I had to be wired in to do this show. It won't work any other way. But yeah, Among the Trolls is their first one, and cutting it, it's a survival building game of some kind. I don't know. They didn't really talk about any real lore in the game. It almost feels like it's trying to be like what do you call that? That one, kind of Minecraft ish. It is an indie game though. Let's go around the chat. Among the Trolls, what do you think, guys and girls? Anybody?
I mean, I feel like they're probably still really not really far into it yet because they didn't really tell us anything or show much of anything. They kind of gave us like a very brief, fluttery concept of what they want to do. You know, like nothing was like set in stone. So I feel like it's still too early to tell. Like this is one of those things that people agree on where devs they're jumping the gun. Like, don't tell us anything until it's ready because it's too soon. It's too soon. Yeah. I don't know anything about it. If it's a survival game, then I'm probably gonna pass. I'm not a big fan of survival games personally. I hate that how they always start with you have to build a torch and then you gotta make an axe and then you gotta go and punch trees and then I have no interest in that crap.
Trees.
Punch trees because you gotta punch trees because you gotta get the wood to make the stupid axe to cut the dang tree. It's stupid. It's no. I have no interest in a survival game.
So funny. The Gina says, Among the Trolls, is that a Twitter simulation game?
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Among the Spaces. There you go.
So, yeah, there you go. Valheim is the name of the game I was trying to say. Valheim is a survival game. It's my favorite survival game right now, where you do have to build. You got to go punch some trees. Pick up some rocks and make yourself a rock axe until you can make yourself something better, so on and so on. But I love Valheim.
It's the punch tree simulation. That's what those games are. Eat berries. It literally it's all about punching trees and eating berries to survive. It's like they all do
so
the
funny
same
because
thing.
I eat berries in Valheim too.
See, like they all do the same thing. It's just funny.
Eternal Shaddai, Among the Trolls, what are you thinking about this weird nothing trailer we saw?
Well, from my understanding, it's gonna be some Nordic, I guess, folk story in there.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Right at this very moment, is not interesting. They do make 505 make a really good game, but that's one of those that it does not interest me unless if they show the actual game. And the stuff that you guys use as an example, remember, Grounded is another one that is a survival, and we have to kill a lot of things, especially bugs.
And punch grass.
No, and this one you gotta punch insects and spiders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. When I think of this game, I think it's
gonna punch grass instead of trees.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like yeah, I feel like it's probably going to be like Ark. You're just replacing dinos with freaking trolls.
You know what? What happened? That is the case. I'm like Among the Trolls, so that means I guess one of the probably
it should be some trolls that we never saw.
Yeah, so I'm like, what about if the folk story is about trolls, and we have to actually hunt the trolls for it? So the trolls are chasing you.
Everybody knows that troll hide makes
if they don't have a joke somewhere in the game about a troll being under a bridge, and the game's a fail.
Or be like Among Us.
They do talk about having to pay for peace in the game, so yeah, they might be in there.
I just hope it's not like Evolve. Everybody against the troll, and one is a troll.
No, that would be
the
horrible.
game is gonna be like that. No, thank you.
Every game that has done that style of gameplay has failed. It's just not a good. It's not a good balance.
I don't think it's good when the storyboards look better than the actual game stuff that you've shown. By what they showed in the storyboard, it's like, oh, okay, all right, and then you showed the game and you see the axe in front of you, and you're like, oh god. Another thing, I love for the creators and the developers to showcase their games, But if you're going to be that dry and non-entertaining, it just puts people to sleep.
Yep.
And if you're going to do that, then you might need a personality or somebody else in that company to read off a script, because that's what they're doing anyway, to read off the script and do a little bit better, because it was so dry. It was so I was sitting there just nodding the whole time the guy was talking. And we just have to do better. I want the developers to be out in front of the cameras to show who's the people that made it. But like, look, you just saw the storyboard. Now this is what you have in the game. And
Is that an axe? It doesn't look like
yes,
it.
yeah, it's an axe.
But you
And
see,
I'm
heard of
one of the
axe before,
symbols,
Shaddai?
one of the symbols is a fist because you got to punch trees.
yeah, this is not a game for me. I'm not a big survival person thing, but even if I wasn't, what they showed did not make me go, "Oh wow, I want to try this." It put me to sleep, and I'm sad to say that. I'm not trying to down them as a developer, or but it just didn't pique my interest at all.
And you could tell
I hope
it's not done because look how rough the axe looked like.
Well, yeah, this is like pre.
It's
This
early.
is really. It's an indie studio for one, and they're really early in development. You can just
Yeah,
tell.
you could tell.
I just hope they do better. I don't remember the dev's name, but the devs that make Ark, and then they made that new one with the pirates. I can't remember what the new one's called. Atlas, like that dev gets under my skin because they always show these amazing trailers that make this game.
And then you gotta punch trees.
Best thing ever, and then you see the quality of the game
Right
and
there,
it's
making holes to the rock. Right there.
terrible in comparison to what they always advertise. So, like, hopefully they do better because there is an audience for survival games. There are plenty of people that would get great enjoyment out of these games. I'm not one, but as long as they can do better than that dev that does Ark and Atlas,
Yeah. So there you go. Lupa, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
I need you to stop hanging out with the Twitter trolls and talk about Among the Trolls for a minute.
I never hang out with the Twitter trolls. I love the world. It looked lovely. It did look very good. The world looked almost movie-like, like real. But I was disappointed we didn't see any trolls. That would have been nice. Yeah, it's in early development, so you can't really say what it's going to be like, how it's going to play. I do love survival games. I'm well into Grounded. I wasn't too keen on Ark. I thought it was rubbish when it started. Apparently it's got better. Valheim is quite old. It's okay-ish.
Valheim is the best. What are you talking about?
No, the best now is V-Rising. That's an awesome game. I really wish it would. It's literally hitting everywhere. It's massive. Everybody's loving it. It's you're a vampire, and the humans have killed off your kind. You're the last. You rise up. You turn humans and bandits and what have you into servants. Like you assimilate them if you like.
But V-Rising's a different genre, though. That's an MMO.
It's still no. It's you can play it PvE or PvP.
Yeah, but it's an MMO. Not a survival game. It's an MMO.
It is a survival game. It is a survival game. You have to drink to survive. Drink blood to survive. You have to build a house, a castle.
It's an MMO with survival.
All I want to know is, as a vampire, do I need to punch a tree? Because if you're not punching trees, it's not a survival game.
No, you're not punching. You have to get wood and stone, and you have to build a castle, and you have to survive. You can change into forms like a wolf, a rat, a bear, etc. You've got over 30 bosses in the world that you have to hunt down.
Lots of bosses. I love boss rushes.
It's a really cool game. I just wish it would come to console because it's PC, Steam only, and like I really loved it. I've watched 2 or 3 streams on it last week, and I love it. And it's hitting the survival genre really hard. So like lots of people who play survival are loving it. Just saying. So I don't know. We can't say much about Amongst the Trolls because we haven't seen much.
Exactly. Yeah, that's to me the biggest thing. Even though they went into this in-depth thing, very little was shown.
Yeah, they're trolling us. They're trolling us.
So Among the Trolls is scheduled, according to their website, scheduled for 2023 release on Windows only, from what I can see. So yeah, guys, let's see how the chat voted on our poll here. If they knew that there was an Among the Trolls thing. When it pops up, can somebody read it real quick, please?
Did you know there was a 505 game showcase this week? 75% said no, 25% says yes.
There you go.
12 people voted.
12 people. Hey, whatever. That's all I care about.
All right. So clearly this is something that a lot of people didn't know about. So it's good that you're showing stuff.
Right. So let's move over. This whole section might get copyrighted, by the way, guys. I don't know how strict 505 games is, so all this section might need to be clipped out. All right, here we go. Now we're getting the good stuff. All right, this is the one I was most impressed with that I didn't know about. So
CEO and game director.
Let me see if I can get to it. All right, here we go. Ready, guys?
Yes.
Thanks for having me, Patrice, and hello, everyone. I'm Leonard, game director of Strayblade, and I'm excited to take you to a career today. There are endless rumors and legends surrounding this hidden valley, and many have ventured out to find it, but all have failed. Now you step into the picture, Farron, the first adventurer to discover this magical place. But as you do, you accidentally break a 1,000-year-old spell that has hidden the valley throughout the ages. And if that wasn't enough, this triggers a magical explosion, killing you instantly. Usually this would mean the end, but instead it marks the beginning of your journey. You're revived by Boji, who will be your companion throughout Strayblade, and together with his little wolf, you'll learn of the many consequences your actions had. Most important, leaving a career is no longer an option. When you destroyed the barrier, fragments of the land pierced your heart, cursing you to stay. So, not being able to return, your best option is to stick with your new companion and explore the lands in search of an answer. Akria is a beautiful but dangerous place. Its different regions all pose their own challenges. Once they were ruled by powerful giants we called the Alessine, a long-gone civilization. When you venture deeper into the valley following the traces left by the Alessine, you will realize that time never stops. Sometimes locations will change. A camp you cleared before could be overrun by wild beasts in the future. As the concealing barrier is now gone, the most powerful human factions have invaded the valley. They want to claim the land and its many mysteries, hoping to use what they find to win an ongoing war outside. None of them will be easy to beat, but in order to stand up against them, we will provide you with many different tools on your journey.
The combat is my favorite part of this game. It looks pretty good.
You're showing gameplay, so that's a plus.
Yeah, gameplay is always a plus.
You're not slicing trees either, so that's a plus.
Yeah, no tree punching.
Instead of slicing trees, you're slicing people. I mean,
this game, it's giving me like the art style and the way the combat looks. It's really kind of MLR wrecking.
Yeah.
Give me that vibe.
Combat in Strayblade is fast.
You nailed it, Terry. I was thinking the same way.
Fortunately, Boji develops together with the player. He will build trust and courage and eventually joins the fight when things are most dire. It is important to us that Boji becomes an integral part of the combat system as we want to capture his supportive nature. He decides on his own when to help you and creates opportunities that you can then capitalize on if you're quick enough. Boji has his own skill tree and gains skill points by finding lost Alessine knowledge scattered throughout the ruins of Akria. With this, he can upgrade his support abilities as well as craft runes, which when applied to your weapons give you an action combo. We put a lot of thought into making player progression in Strayblade unique and really support the exploration. Finding a new weapon that isn't better than the one we already have always makes us feel disappointed. So, for Strayblade, we chose the mastery of all weapons as the theme for progression. Every new weapon the player crafts can be mastered, which will unlock new parts of the skill tree. You will have the opportunity to play a lot of different weapons while progressing your character, instead of choosing in the beginning if you want to skill axes or swords and then never be able to switch your playstyle without losing all your progression. We balance that out carefully, so after mastering a new weapon, you can always go back to your favorite combo.
Yeah, this game looks a lot better than Among the Trolls to me.
they were able to show a lot more, and they went into a lot more depth with their descriptions. I think this is
Yeah, this guy must be a boss.
Besting bosses in Stray will reward you with new abilities.
You can tell it's still early development because it does seem a little clunky.
When you use them,
but
yeah, you can see
I'm still impressed. You know, for them to show gameplay for their announcement, that's impressive. Like,
this
no one
makes
does
revisiting locations meaningful by claiming rare loot like LSE blueprints that were unreachable.
And I love
before.
that part about the weapons, getting better weapons.
This design makes you feel that you're building
that means there's an RNG factor to it, so
understanding the history
that's great.
and the place better and better.
It's going to make looting so much
give you a
fun.
good glimpse of what Stray is all about. I want to thank the community for all the feedback and support. And please join our community Discord for more news and updates. Strayblade will be available in 2023. You can wishlist Strayblade now on Steam, Epic, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X. And don't forget to sign up for the PC beta.
There you go. Come on the consoles.
There you go. Come to consoles, baby. Strayblade. Let's get some thoughts out here. Terry, you seem to be loving this. Tell me about Strayblade.
Yeah, like I think this is definitely a win for what they, because like I've already explained while we were watching it. You know, like they showed us gameplay at the jump, which is like unheard of. You know, normally they tease like a name on a screen, and then they start showing us cinematic trailers, and then like a year later, you know what I mean? So like that's quite impressive that they started. They were comfortable enough to show us how their combat mechanics were working as of now. It's very good. I like the theme that they're using. I'm real big into those kind of RPG things, and I love that they have the bipedal anthropomorphic characters in there. That's really, really cool. Not enough games do that anymore. Like that was real popular back when we were kids in the 90s and early 2000s, but then they kind of faded away. So it's good to see that they're kind of making a little bit of a comeback again. So that's cool. And yeah, I definitely, like I said, it gave me a lot of vibes of Kingdoms of Amalur, Reckoning. So this is cool. I do want to kind of keep an eye on it, and hopefully as they have more time to develop, it gets even better. But I liked what I saw so far.
All right, I do too. Shaddai, what do you think of Strayblade?
No, I like what I saw, and I'm with Terry. It gave me that Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning vibe, and at the same time, it just gave me also World of Warcraft when it was at the, when it was really popular back then. I'm not saying that it's now, but it just gave me that mix of both. I love what I actually love what I saw. I will keep an eye on it just to see, because I like those type of games like that. But as of right now, I'm loving it. Like I said, 505, they don't make bad games. It's just that this one, it caught my attention.
Absolutely loved it too. By the way, guys, in the chat there is a poll. If you like what you saw about Strayblade, be sure to vote. Our last vote: did you like Among the Trolls trailer? 80% voted no, and 20% voted yes, with 5 votes. Be sure to vote in the chat. See if this is for you or if it's not for you. Scrubners, is this for you? Not for you? What are you feeling?
Yeah. I definitely like what they showed and what they had to do and their gameplay mechanics. It looks pretty good. I think the fighting elements, and then having your partner with you help you heal, and then if you fight in a specific way or you're about to go down, helps you in your actual your fighting. But it doesn't intrigue me. I didn't see the trailer and go, oh, I gotta play that game. It just was, and maybe that's because that's just
it's not
what I want to play. Well, yeah, but I do play other games. But yes, I do love games where I have a pistol in my hand or some kind of gun. So yeah, I might be a little biased to that. But
everybody has a game style,
right? But I have played games that have some kind of fighting mechanics like that. I do like some games with swords in them. I mean, I used to play For Honor a lot before they kind of fell off the multiplayer. But those were great games that I love to play as well. And this one just didn't. When I look at trailers and when I look at games, and if it doesn't make me go, "Ooh, I want to play that game," not saying the game's bad, it just doesn't intrigue me as much. I do like what it brings to the table, but I just don't think it's a game per se for me. But I do think it has some cool aspects to it.
Yeah, no, it looked good to me. But before I get into my take, AssassinLupa, what did you think of Stray Blade?
No thoughts either way. Didn't grab me either.
She's in the meh camp.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Right.
for something to grab me, I just want some new IPs. It seems old school. The graphics didn't look brilliant. You know, I mean, I wasn't interested, really.
Okay. Fair enough. I personally loved what I saw about Stray Blade, graphics included. I love artistic styles. Not everything needs to be super realistic in my book to be fantastic. I'll take style over realism any day personally because I just think style just emanates more and shows more creativity, in my opinion. And I also liked how you could change fighting styles based on the weapon you had. So if you have like a specific fighting style that you enjoyed, you could go for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the fact that weapons would get better the more you pick up. So it's going to add some looting mechanic. So yeah, that's where I'm at on Stray Blade. The companion thing is the one part where I feel that's the most dangerous part, because when you put companions in video games, they're either going to work or they're not. There doesn't seem to be a middle ground with companions. So to point blank, hopefully they get it right. And out of the two, this is so far my personal favorite so far. Let's see how the chat thinks. Board Distracted agrees with Lupa. The graphics looks previous gen. I can't disagree, but as I said, I like style. So, and as a retro gamer, graphics are kind of sick in nature are not as important as gameplay is. Gameplay will forever be king. Let's see. It's not a space game, also.
Yeah.
So
gameplay is always king. You can still play Pong and have fun with it to this day. So gameplay is always king.
That's right. All right. We put a poll in the chat. While I get set up, can somebody read the poll results, please?
Do you like what you saw about Stray Blade? 71% said yes, 28% said no, and an unknown percent said meh.
At least 2 panel members said meh. All right, here we go. This one I think is going to be a little harder for us to get a look at what happens, because a lot of it is in Japanese, I believe it is. So it's going to get a little harder for us to see it. So I am sorry.
Which was the #1 backed Kickstarter game of 2020 and developed by Rabbit and Bear Studios. Rising is a prequel to 100
thank you so much for coming in.
And offers backstory of many important characters who will be featured in 100 Heroes. Rising is a story revolving around the town of Nunavut. A devastating earthquake destroyed the town, but the earthquake also revealed a quarry filled with valuable treasure. Isha, the acting mayor of Nunavut, has limited access to the quarry only to adventurers who help rebuild the town and assist townsfolk. Stamps are proof that you are helping around Nunavut, and townsfolk will provide you with stamps after you help them. Collecting enough stamps will grant you access to restricted areas, progress the story, and unlock other features. You can check the town bulletin board to see available quests. You can also identify quest opportunities with the blue exclamation point you will occasionally see above townsfolk. You can complete the main campaign of Rising without completing all quests or collecting all stamps. In addition, it is possible to complete the main campaign of Rising
Thank you so much for joining. We're just watching the 505 game showcase that they showed this Wednesday.
Upgrading your town has many benefits that will aid you on your journey. For example, you can upgrade the town tavern and unlock many different...
You know what? I think for this one, it might be better if I actually just load a trailer.
Yeah, they have really good trailers for that game. They're kind of slogging it out and making it unimpressive.
Yeah, I feel like that's it's telling you about it, but I feel like a trailer might do this.
Yeah, I've never enjoyed when devs just kind of talk about their game, because they're always very boring. Like they suck all the amazingness out of their own game.
Their own game. Wow. Wow. All right.
They're always too corporate about it. You
Yeah.
feel like you're sitting in like a boardroom.
Blasphemy.
You know what I
No,
mean?
it's exactly what it is. It's
That's true.
today we're going to talk about our game, Untitled Chronicles. What you can do with this game is you can talk to the people. There are stamps that you get, and then also when you play through the game, you do not have to do everything to be able to play the game. Flip the page. Also, when you play
Exactly
Untitled
that.
Chronicles, you can
Exactly.
The table of
They're one of these
content.
things you actually heard somebody like blah 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 blah, and then they pause and you hear
Yeah.
and blah blah blah.
Page 1 stamps. Page 2.
All right, here we go. Here's the
run.
real trailer. And of course, Eiyuden Chronicles Rising is the story prequel to Eiyuden Chronicles, the main story. What's it called, Shaddai? 100 Heroes. That's going to be the main game. So this is kind of like a little pre-game to the main game. And it's on Game Pass, guys. We're just going to watch the trailer because I think it does a lot better job. Created by Junko Kawano, whoever that is.
Well, he's a Kawano.
Yeah, I love how the detail on the drawings on it. You can tell that a lot of this was hand drawn. Is that it?
That was not a good trailer.
I was gonna say, what the heck?
Okay. We're ramping it up now. I was gonna say, what is this?
Fun with Dragons? Let us know. Ooh, a double jump. I love me some double jumping. Ooh, evil tree. Gonna have to punch. Can we punch that tree, Terry? Interviewed the
Kangaroo?
That's so cool. Wow.
Yeah, Guru as in kangaroo.
Nice.
That tree looked like it was going to punch you.
That just should be.
All right, there you go. The real trailer for Eiyuden Chronicles Rising. It is available now on all platforms, and it is also on Xbox Game Pass right now. So you can see here, everything is on there. So yeah, I put a poll in the chat. If Eiyuden Chronicles is on your Xbox Game Pass backlog, let us know. One of Dragons TV might have some insight on this one because he interviewed the dev. So let us know what they said about it. Panel. Eiyuden Chronicles Rising. We're gonna go to Shaddai on this one first because I know he's tried a little bit of it. What do you think?
Yes, I have played this for pretty much 3 hours because I had to play some other games before, Tales of Arise.
What do you think?
This game, the first thing that came up to mind was Octopath Traveler. It's pretty much similar like that. The only thing is that you don't get to play 8 different characters. They meet each other or anything like that. And also, it reminds me of this.
Go on.
And it also reminds me of this game from PlayStation. Oh my god! I know it's a side scroller, and I totally forgot. Dragon Crown. So this is my type of game. When it comes to JRPGs, I love this game, and they're also the makers of Sakuren series also.
Suikoden, okay.
Yeah, Sakuren, whatever that name is. So for me, this game is really, really good. I like it. I like the art style. Everything, like you said, is you can tell it's actually hand drawn. I like it. I really do like it a lot. I play it here and there, but I actually recommend it to people to play if they like JRPGs, especially a side scroller like this one. It's really, really good. There's a lot of things to do, and the story so far is really interesting. But I recommend it.
let's go over to Scrub Nurse real quick. Scrub, Aiden Chronicles, JRPG action platformer.
I'm more of a Western RPG open world. So
Blasphemy again.
hey, it is what it is. I'm just saying. Yes, I have played a Final Fantasy before. On Nintendo original, and I played 7 and I played 10 on PlayStation, and it was fun for the time, but it's never been a game where I was just like, oh, I gotta have my JRPGs. They just don't appeal to me as much. Um, but I do love the way the game looks. I love the mechanics of it. I love the animation, like you said, the drawing and the different things of it. The scale, how you're doing your side scrolling through the game, but you have your 3D mechanics as well in there. You're walking behind trees, walking through people and stuff. I think it looks great. For people whose game that this is their jam, I'm all for it. But like I said, it's this whole showcase was basically not geared to me at all. I'm not saying that anything was bad. It's just the taste that I have. An RPG that I would play more is along lines of like I did with um, Cyberpunk, or play a Fable, different things
Fable,
like that.
yes.
Play something that I would up and the way you play through the games and you level up and stuff is the Western style. That's just me. If I'm going to play RPG, so Assassin's Creed, that kind of stuff. So it looks great. It looks great. I'm not against it at all. It's just not for me. But out of all the games that they showed on the showcase, I love this one the best.
Oh, all right. Hey, that's saying something. Um, Assassin Lupa, what did you think of Aiden Chronicles Rising?
I agree with Scrubs.
All right, plain and simple and to the point.
I'm her spokesperson. There you go.
Coolcat Terri, we're gonna have to merge your name like Scrub Lupa. Coolcat Terri, what do you think of this game?
All right. This is a game that I've been following, as an indie for quite some time. But I am with Scrub. I prefer Western RPGs over JRPGs, so I don't play that many of them. But it's like I said, it's been on my radar, and I'll get to it eventually. It's just I don't know when it'll be since it's not a priority for me. It's not real big on the genre, but it does look very well done, and I agreed with Shaddai. Like when I see it, I always thought about Octopath Traveler as well, but based on the art style. So I mean, if you're someone who really likes JRPGs, then this is gonna be something that really appeal to you. It's just I'm right there where I'm not that big on.
All right.
Want to play it, but I'm not in any rush.
The best part about this game for me, I do like it. I do enjoy the JRPG style of gaming. I love it, JRPGs, to be honest with you. And the best part of this game is that it's on xCloud and it's touch controls as well. So I can definitely put a couple of 20 minutes, 30 minutes here and there and move on. So I am gonna piecemeal this game during my lunch break when I can. But it's definitely the Aiden Chronicles Rising, by the way. The not Rising, Aiden Chronicles
Heroes.
100 Heroes looks a million times better than this. But this is supposed to be like a short prequel to it, so I'm going to definitely check it out. I always love when they put in a little extra lore. We did a poll in the chat, and again, while I get set up for this last one, can somebody read out that poll, please?
Is Aiden Chronicle rising on your Game Pass backlog? So 43% says no. So 31% says meh, and 25% says yes. So the poll is complete with 16 votes. So I guess this was one of these games, because like I said, what 75% of the people didn't even know. So it's hard to vote on stuff that you didn't even know about and you kind of didn't care. So that's understandable. I'm pretty sure if this was I don't know, a first party Xbox game, a lot of people would have voted more because
I think
you
this
can
is
kind of
more
see
of
this is not
a
drawing
marketing
people
deal
in. Yeah.
for Game Pass.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So they did show one last surprise at the very end. If you watched all the way to the end, I accidentally started playing some of it. But let's take a look at this Miasma Chronicles. They love their chronicles over there.
This is a small sample of Miasma Chronicles.
This one looks triple A.
I can do this.
Remember your training. Keep her straight. Keep her level. It's working. Let's see the other side. We're doing it, Diggs. We're doing it. You sure? And just keep that mind blank, little brother.
Damn it! Mama gave me this glove for a reason. As long as she's on the other side of this wall,
We'll find her, little brother. We'll find her.
So there you go. A little teaser trailer to Miasma Chronicles, apparently. So what do you guys think of the teaser trailer?
What?
I wanna go first real quick. Like this,
go ahead.
like for me, I mean, yeah, they definitely went for the graphics, like people go on about, and to me, like, yeah, I had better graphics, but nothing about it was appealing. The facial features on the boy looked horrible to me, and I don't know, I really don't like the voice acting for them either. It just, especially the robot, like it just, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I prefer more of a stereotypical robotic voice for a robot, you know, not him sound like, you know, some guy, you know, that I would meet on the street corner. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just felt off.
Yeah,
man.
I agree.
It felt really off.
I'm gonna say something on that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, and then the title seems kind of weird because, I mean, miasma means a nasty smell. So they tell me their game stinks.
It's a Miasma Chronicles. Maybe they have flatulence problems.
I don't know, man. So it's just weird. Like, I don't know. I again, you know, this is why
They got a
graphics don't matter.
chronic smell.
So I don't know. It's a pass for me from what they've shown. You know, if they show something better to change my mind, that'd be great. But as of right now, this is a hard pass.
Hard pass. All right. Scrub, you have something to say? Let's hear it.
Okay. As far as a teaser, okay, it's a teaser. So, basically, it's there to show the graphics. I mean, it's really not giving us a storyline other than your mom is on the other side. But I want to know this robot, how they told them to voice act this. Oh, it's okay, little brother. Just be all right. It was just say, now on this part, we want you to read these lines with a urban dialect, but I mean, unless that this robot is the trapped brother of this kid, why does he keep going? Oh yeah, little brother. Oh man, just hold tight. We gonna make it, little brother. And it's so very stereotypical. Let's you know, we all know what urban means. And it threw me off very poorly. It made me go, what the hell are y'all doing? And like I said, for him to say brother in he only had two sentences. He says brother twice in both sentences. Is this something, how you trying to show off that this dude is cool? Or is this a trapped person in this body? Either way, they just threw me off their choices of how to use his dialect and everything and the robot. And then for the kid, the acting, and he just, and he just yells, and it's like, okay. It looked like they were trying to get, without copying, trying to get someone to look like Cloud from Final Fantasy. And the acting of, you know, over the top yelling and frustration. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Like I said, it's only a teaser. We'll see how it goes, but their choices of what they did, especially with the voice acting, totally turned me off. It's ridiculous. It was comical almost to the point of insulting. That's how I look at it. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Whoever came up with those lines and those writings obviously never talk like that in real life and aren't looking from outside what that kind of looks like. It's just whatever.
Well, there you go. The stamp of disapproval from Scrub Nurse, and this is probably one of the more controlled anger outbursts I've seen from Scrub Nurse. As Born Distracted said, very diplomatic.
I agree with Scrubs, and I also like the graphics. The boy's face looked awful, and it was just like, oh, what is going on here? This just doesn't tie in with what I'm watching, and oh my god, no. So I hope it gets better. That's all I can say. Right, please get better. And if it gets better, maybe we can have another look at it and see how it's come on, because it needs to come on 100%.
Exactly. Shaddai, what did you think of what you saw?
What did I think? I'm like, what is this? Because honestly, I saw that trailer and I'm like, what? No gameplay, no nothing. He just clueless. What am I supposed to say about that? But no, I can't. It's just a way.
Miasma Chronicles.
But Shaddai, it has better graphics.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
I mean, it could be at
least we're not hitting a tree. Now we're hitting rocks, spatial rocks now.
You know what this trailer reminded me of? It reminded me of me trying to use a Nintendo Power Glove to get it to do what I wanted it to do. And I was playing the wizard, and they're just like, I died again.
Yeah. And they come spray your hand down. Another thing, this is also another thing that makes me mad about this teaser trailer. There's so little representation of whatever kind of people of color, however you want to talk about it, black people, any minorities or whatever. This is your chance. You got somebody speaking, quote unquote, like they're black, or they have a dialect of that, but you put them in a robot form. Like Terry said, if it's going to be a robot, use something like a robot voice and just deal with it like that. It could be somebody that sounds like, Claptrap for all I care. And you just put some kind of vocalize or whatever you call it over their voice and make it sound like a robot. But like I said, we have to hear the story. But you have somebody, there's a chance where you could put a minority in this game and you use a robot and use a minority style of speaking and all this stuff. Like I said, unless some ghost trapped this person in this robot, which even then it will make me mad because you've wasted a chance to use a minority and you put them in a robot. It's
still insulting though. It's still insulting because
insulting.
If this character was, a black man stuck in a robot body, they're being very insulting by making it sound like they have to say brother in every sentence because they don't do that.
It's the trope of something you guys might want to look up. The trope of quote unquote the magical Negro, where you have a story of a white person, Caucasian, however you want to say it, they're going through to try to say, but they always need the help of a black man who just shows up out of nowhere or has this special power. Think of, like Legend of Bagger Vance. Bagger Vance comes out the woods, helps this white golfer do great, and then he just disappears. You never know anything about the black man, but he helps the white man do better. Or, like Green Mile, I have these powers. The story is all about all this stuff, but this magical black person comes in, helps the day. You know nothing about them, learn nothing about them. And it's always this mechanical trope to help the other person that's in the forefront. And it is extremely insulting. Like I said, there's so many ways and so many times you can put someone of color in a game and you use it this way, which is extremely tone deaf. And I don't know. They could have did so much better. It could have
I
been so
agree.
much better.
I can't say what Scribner said any better. So all I can do is agree with him because he is so well spoken on this. Yeah, as we've always said in this show, representation matters, and it should be represented well.
Mm-hmm.
It
reminds me
of
that the Final Fantasy. What is it called? SAS. I think it's on Final Fantasy 13 that they represented him even worse too. So I'm like, that reminds me of that Final Fantasy when I first, saw that trailer. I'm like,
all right, so that might be a topic for another day, but all right, so that was the 505 games. Out of 10, let's go right down out of 10. Terry.
10?
I know, right?
Out of 10?
Yeah,
we saw what? Three games? Four games?
Four
games
technically, yeah.
And most of them were meh. I don't know. Give it a 2. Give it a 2.
A 2. Oh, right. Eternal Shaddai.
A 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, because I only like only 2 of them. One of them that I already played, which is Coolcat Chronicles, and the other one that looked like if it was whatever that name is called. I can't believe I can't even think right.
All right.
Miasma?
No.
Miasma?
All right.
What is it?
Blade?
Together.
No, the other one, the second one.
Yeah.
Blade?
Blade.
Yep. That
Yeah.
one. Yes. Thank you.
If I'm looking at 5 as average, for this to be a showcase, I will give this a 4, 3.5, but probably a 4 because I don't want to be too biased because these aren't the games that I like. But the showing, it was not good. It was quite it was kind of bland.
All right. Fair enough. AssassinLupa, from 0 to 10, where do you land?
3.
A 3. All right. I'm gonna go with a little higher than everybody else here. I'm gonna go with a 5. With Stray Blade being the saving grace of the show, in my opinion. Coolcat Chronicles is fantastic too. Don't get me wrong. I like that one too. But out of the new games that I didn't know about, I would say Stray Blade was the saving grace. And with all that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and close out the show here. And, of course, our outros are going to start with Mr. Scrub Nurse here. Seeing as he has to go right now.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? I'm glad to have everybody in the chat. It was a good show, and I enjoyed everything we talked about. Yeah, Scrub Nurse does get angry. Scrub Nurse can get a little bit
edgy.
Yeah, but it's a morning show, so you'd have to catch me on another podcast maybe later where I can have a little sip of something and I can just go off because there's a lot of stuff I can say about a lot of different things. But yeah, you can catch me on Xbox at Scrub Space Nurse. And also on Twitter at Scrub Nurse 3. And also on Wednesdays, you have Game Beyond the Box on the channel. We'll have Will, me, and the crew there also. So just enjoy the rest of your Sunday and let's have some more fun with our games. And I know this wasn't a topic that we brought up, but don't worry about what everybody else is doing on their games. Just as long as you enjoy your games and have fun, that's the most important thing. I see a lot of people on Twitter saying who is and who isn't a gamer. So that might be something we could talk about another day. But the most important thing is what do you like and what's good to you. And I'll see you guys on the next Sunday. Y'all have a good one.
Bye, Scrub. Have a good day at work, sir.
All right. See y'all later.
See ya.
All right, so let's go here with AssassinLupa. Let's get your outro going.
You can find me at AssassinLupa on Twitter and Xbox Live. You can also find me here on a Sunday at 2 a.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Eastern. You can find me on Xbox Ultimate Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UK time with the family. You can find me on Game Set Live with KY Bob. We co-host that podcast, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UK time. And that's where you can find me, folks. Thank you, chat. You've been awesome. Love to chat with you all. It's been a great time, and I will catch you all gaming, guys.
All right, fantastic. Shaddai.
People can find me at Twitter at Eternal Shaddai, also on the Xbox console. You know, can't wait until next Sunday to see what's going on. Remember, Xbox and Bethesda Showcase coming soon, and I'm ready for that. Until next time.
All right, until next time. Terry, let's hear from you.
All right, you guys can go ahead and find me on Twitter at Coolcat_Terri. Otherwise, I'm everywhere else as you see it spelled right here. So go ahead and check it out. I'm on Twitch, and I have YouTube and all the good things. So my stuff up.
Okay. And as always, guys, you can find me here on my YouTube channel later today with Lethal Terminus. We're going to be reviewing the season finale of Halo, the series, and finally give a series as a whole a rating, what we thought. And that's going to be later on today at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to tune in and at least drop by and say hello. I appreciate it. You can also find me every Friday night on the Iconic Video Games podcast with my brother Doggy and Princess Zelda whenever she decides to come back from her hiatus. All we do is talk about games, no services, no anything else. It's just pure game talk. Be sure to stop by. You can find me on Twitch at Axel1324 Gaming and on Xbox and Twitter, just Axel1324, how you see it here on the screen. With all that being said, guys, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye.
Bye.